Hey guys, welcome back to another awesome Friday. I've got a super cool read aloud today. This one's one of my all-time favorite stories. So in case you guys didn't know, last Tuesday was International Women's Day. And that's just a day that we can go and we can celebrate all of the amazing and powerful women in the world. Well, the whole month of March is Women's History Month. So, to celebrate and to learn more about women's history, I have this awesome book called A is for Awesome, 23 Iconic Women Who Changed the World. So this book is going to tell us about a bunch of different women that we can learn about for their history. All right. Hi, I'm Juno. There's a whole world of inspiring sheroes out there. Here's some of my favorite. Ready for some adventure? Let's go. A is for the awesome aviator Amelia Earhart, the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic. So she's the first woman to drive a plane across an ocean all by herself. And her quote says, "The stars seemed near enough to touch, and had never before have I seen so many." So this tells us a little bit about it, and then almost every person, there's a little quote that they've said. Don't try to lessen yourself for the world. Let the world catch up to you. B is for Beyonce, singer, songwriter, actress, producer, and all-around Queen Bee. In order to be irreplaceable, you must always be different. C is for Forever Chic, Coco Chanel, designer and OG girl boss. D is for Dorothy Hodgkins, a crystallographer who won a Nobel Prize for succeeding in the impossible. So she is a scientist who studies crystals. E is for the defiant suffragette Emmeline Pankhurst, who helped women win the right to vote, because we used to not be allowed to vote. So she's one of the people who helped us gain that right. We are here not because we are lawbreakers. No, we are here in our efforts to become lawmakers. When anyone tells me I can't do anything, I'm just not listening anymore. F is for the flamboyant and fierce FloJo, the fastest woman of all time. G is for the groundbreaking artist Georgia O'Keeffe, mother of the modernist art movement. And she said, to create one's world in any of the arts takes courage. So she is a runner, and then we have Georgia O'Keeffe as an artist. H is for Harriet Tubman, the brave abolitionist who helped hundreds of slaves to freedom. I was the conductor of the Underground Railroad for 8 years, and I can say what most conductors can't say. I've never ran my train off the track, and I've never lost a passenger. I is for fashion legend Iris Apfel, who proves that her own style is the best of all. When you don't dress like everybody else, you don't have to think like everybody else. J is for chef and author Julia Child, whose zest for French cooking inspired millions. Learn from your mistakes, be fearless, and above all, have fun. K is for Katharine Graham, the formidable first female publisher of the Washington Post. So she was the first woman to be published in that newspaper, which is the Washington Post is a really big newspaper. Courage is when you have a choice and you choose to be courageous. L is for Lucille Ball, the comedic genius and the first woman ever to run a major television show. She got to star in her own show called I Love Lucy. N is for Malala, whose rallying and cry for equality and education was heard around the world. So Malala lives in a different country, and in her country, young girls couldn't go to school. They didn't have a school for them. They were supposed to work at home. So Malala thought that was not fair, so she held protests and she wrote lots and lots of letters to help the girls in her country, earn the right to their education. So now they're allowed to go to school. N is for the tempestuous and talented Nina Simone, singer, songwriter, and activist. I'll tell you want freedom. I'll tell you what freedom is to me. No fear. O is for Oprah, self-made television icon, philanthropist, role model, and the list goes on. She said, I wish you curiosity and confidence, and I wish you ethics and enlightenment, and I wish you guts. P is for Pat McGrath, makeup maestro and businesswoman. She said, creativity is the most important skill. Don't be scared to experiment. So she is a makeup artist and a businesswoman. Q is for Queen Elizabeth I, whose quick wit, strategy, and tenacity brought the golden age to England. And she said, I am not afraid of anything. R is for Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Supreme Court Justice and Queen of Dissent. Fight for the things that you care about, but do it in a way that will lead others to join you. S is for Sacagawea, interpreter and guide for Lewis and Clark's historic expedition. So she was a Native American who helped guide Lewis and Clark, who were Englishmen from England when they first got here. She helped guide them around America. T is for the rock and roll superstar Tina Turner, who holds the record for the most concert tickets ever sold by a single performer. She said, I believe that if you'll just stand up and go, life will open up for you. U is for Ursula K. Le Guin, prolific and prize-winning science fiction author. We read books to find out who we are, what we are ourselves, and what we may become. So Tina Turner is a singer, and Ursula is a writer. She's an author who writes books. V is for Venus, Roman goddess of love, beauty, and victory. W is for Wu Zetian, the one and only female emperor in Chinese history. So over in China, they don't have presidents or kings or queens. They have emperors. And most of the emperors have been men. But Wu is the first and only empress ever in China. And X, Y, Z are for extraordinary you and the zillions of brilliant, brave adventures you will have. And there's a mirror. I like this book, and I like this last page, especially with the mirror, because it reminds us that whether you're a boy or a girl, you can do awesome and extraordinary things. So I hope that you liked my story, and I hope you learned a little bit about some of these awesome women in our history. All right, bye guys.